Ah, there they are. Well, let's go.
I hope this doesn't turn out to be an adventure in boredom.
Oh, here you
Hello.
are, Edward, Monica.
Hi, good to see
Hi,
you.
glad you could come. I don't have to introduce you, darling.
No, of course not.
Commissioner, how are you?
Again.
Fine, thank you. You, of course, know Professor Joe.
Yes. How are you?
Yes.
Good to see you.
Please, let's all sit down.
Well, I assume Grant is going to be here later.
Oh, here he is now.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry if I kept you waiting. Hello, darling.
Anybody notice the traffic on the way over? It's the worst I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty busy outside the hospital, too. Has anyone ordered a drink yet?
I know I haven't.
Oh, we're waiting for you, darling.
Oh, that was very sweet of you. Waiter, anywhere around? How about my bride here? Isn't she glowing?
He's right. You look wonderful.
You both do. If I didn't know better, I'd say that you are already on that honeymoon.
Well, Robert, we have then. Every night.
Waiter.
Well, at least everyone's recovered from the wedding.
Yes, and even Quentin seemed to be sort of back to normal when he left.
Yes, poor Daddy. I think it was quite a day for him.
I believe it was quite a day for all of us.
The end result is all that matters.
We're married.
And obviously very happy. An ingredient in marriage I found most important.
Well, I'd propose a toast to the bride and groom, but we seem to be having trouble getting a waiter over here.
Waiter.
Good evening, Commissioner. Mrs. Scorpio?
Can we order a drink?
Of course. Madam?
Chablis, I think, here. And Scotch rocks for myself.
Monica?
Ah, Chablis.
Some club soda. Scotch rocks?
And you, sir?
A dry, very dry gin martini with 2 olives and as fast as you can, please.
Yes, sir, right away.
Well, I'm sure Edward's feeling a lot better right now.
Must have been the traffic.
Where are Alan and Lila?
Oh, well, Alan had to go to a seminar at Johns Hopkins, and Lila had an emergency meeting with the Historical Society.
Was that the same medical seminar you were invited to, Grant?
Yes. Don't anyone ask me how I got out of it. My nose might start to grow. I have to admit, though, I really had hoped to attend.
Well, we've all made sacrifices for this wedding.
Yes, I know, Doctor. And we're so sorry about you having to take time off from your work.
Surprised myself, come to think of it. I've always been called a workaholic, you know. But Grant here is a real friend. And friends are who we make sacrifices for. So my work can wait while I enjoy this evening with my special friend.
Thank you, sir.
No thanks are necessary. Your friendship, and yours too, Celia, that's what I value most.
The bartender must have had to look up how to make a martini.
Edward, it will be coming very shortly. Will you please relax?
Here's the waiter now.
Call for Dr. Putnam. What about my martini?
I'll get your waiter for you right away.
Must have had to send out for the olives.
Yes, this is Dr. Putnam. Oh? No, I see. No, don't be silly. I understand. Thank you for calling. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. It looks like I'm going to have to leave.
Oh, can't someone else handle it?
It's Christopher, darling. Evidently, his hand is very swollen. He's unable to move it, and he's in a great deal of pain. I better take a look.
Well, we'll hold down the fort for you.
Yeah, you'll probably be back before my martini arrives.
I'll come with you.
No, you stay here and attend to our guest. I'll take care of Christopher. I doubt if it's anything very serious.
We won't order it until you get back.
I insist that you don't do so. You go ahead and order, and I'll get back as soon as I can. Now, please. I'm very sorry, darling. Everyone, I'll see you shortly.
Hope so. Well, I'm looking at the face of a doctor's wife. Frustration, forlorn, and hopefully forgiving.
Well, I can't say I wasn't warned. Somehow I didn't expect it to come crashing down so quickly, though.
I never expected it to take so long for my martini to get here.
Well, are you happy now?
Mm-hmm. As soon as I have another. Waiter, may I have another martini, please?
Those hors d'oeuvres will be coming any minute.
I hate to start without Grant being here.
Well, then there's a good possibility we'll all starve to death. No, really, trust me, Professor. I happen to know that if you're called to the hospital for one emergency, you end up getting stuck with at least 7.
Yeah, well, it's the same with me at headquarters. If I get a chance to work at home, I'll do it.
Not that I enjoy having him underfoot. I was just going to ask you about that.
Well, I know how Lila hates it when I stay at home. You know, I think that's how country clubs got started. A
Yes.
place to send husbands on their day off.
Absolutely. Sort of a adult daycare center.
Come on, not that I'm there, Lana.
The exact opposite.
Oh, no, I don't believe that.
No, it's true. He includes me in everything. His exercise workouts, his morning jogs.
Huh.
Well, I really prefer swimming to jogging. there's less chance of injury.
Yeah, well, the trouble is it's all that water, you know. I mean, it makes you wrinkle and you come out looking like a prune.
Now, there's a question for you, Professor. You fellows are doing all these wonderful things, but what are you doing about wrinkles? Is it about time you started thinking about reversing the aging process?
Oh, we're all working on it. But I'd say we were about 1,000 years from any significant developments.
Oh, well, that's a bit longer than I have to wait. Now, here is a discovery that I have always enjoyed. The perfect dry martini. You fellows can do all the studies that you want, but until you come up with a secret like this, a work of art, to the simple pleasures.
And to our bride and absent groom, two of the luckiest people that I know. Not because they're successful and moving up in the wealth, or even because they're starting a new life, but because they found each other. And they're...
And they're two of the happiest couple that we've seen in a long, long time. To the bride and groom, a long life and a happy one.
Here, here. Thank you.
Don, it's kind of crowded here tonight. Why don't we go somewhere else?
Oh, what are you kidding? This is perfect, this place. Especially when you pull some weight with the maitre d'. It's like a home away from home for me.
I know, I just think it might be more comfortable.
Barbara, this is fine.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, I love this place, don't you?
Yeah, but it would be just as easy to go.
No, I don't think there's any reason at all why we shouldn't stay here. No reason in the world.
Okay, you think so?
I know so, babe. I know so.
Right this way, Mr. Brock. We have your usual table list.
Swell. Ladies and gent.
Well, I must say, this is delicious.
Well, this was your suggestion, Monica.
Well, actually, it's one of the few things on the menu I haven't tried yet.
Personally, I've always found zucchini to be quite a common vegetable. You know, like the pea and corn, bland and quite common.
Try it, Edward. No, really, try it. Stuffing is absolutely marvelous. Professor, are you all right?
Must be something in the... So
Are
sorry.
you all right?
Must know. What about the stuffing?
Waiter, could you tell me what's in the stuffing in this, please?
Yes, a marvelous combination of herbs, vegetables, and spices.
Hold it. I don't want a chemical analysis. I want to know what specifically is in it.
Well, let's see. Onions, bell peppers, and mushrooms.
That's it. Mushrooms. I'm allergic to them.
Well, what can we do, Professor?
I'm take my pills.
Where are they? We'll go. Look, maybe you should just go right to the hospital.
No, I have some back at my lab. It's not far. If I'll just drive over, take one, I'll be fine.
One of us should go with you.
Yes.
No, Robert, I'll be fine. Please, continue with your dinner. I'll come back in just a few minutes. Excuse me. Awfully sorry.
Well, maybe I should have them move us to a smaller table.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We're beginning to drop like flies around here.
No, I think we should just get on with our dinner. They'll both be back before we know it.
Well, I'll just set my zucchini aside for Grant.
I'm so sorry it's all turned out this way. Oh, don't be silly. It's not your fault.
Personally, I'm having a wonderful time.
There, you see, the party's a success.
So much for timing.
You okay?
Yes, fine.
Someone who didn't like the zucchini, you've certainly done a good job.
Well, hunger does odd things to a man, like making him eat food he otherwise would scoff at.
Let's just hope the main course is just as good.
You're having the duck, aren't you?
Yeah.
The orange sauce is out of this world.
Oh, good.
Order it often, do you?
No, I do, and he spends the evening stealing bites.
I generally order the scampi.
Sounds like you eat here quite often.
About twice a week.
Grant and I should eat here more often.
I just wish he was here now.
Remember what I told you? He's probably bumped into 7 more cases.
He'll be back as soon as he can, I'm sure.
Well, meanwhile, if you're not going to eat that zucchini...
Edward!
Well, it's a shame for it to go to waste.
It'd be more of a shame if you just lost all your manners altogether.
Well, they don't mind, do you? There, you see? I'm not the only one who worries about the poor, starving children in China.
Have another martini, Edward.
I think I will. Waiter.
Oh, I'm going to the ladies' room.
Well, if you run into a waiter on the way, would you please send him over here?
This guy's walking his dog, and as he's walking his dog down the street, he says...
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
You're going to miss the punchline.
I've heard it 4 times. One for every time I've heard the joke.
But you haven't heard me tell it.
Holly, hi. Look, I have to warn you.
Oh, I know. Mushrooms and the zucchini, right?
I'm sorry?
Oh, it doesn't matter. You said you had to warn me about something.
Yeah, it's essential that we don't know each other.
Essential to what?
To Dr. Gerald's protection. We've got to always act like strangers in front of everybody.
No, I already knew that. Robert told me.
You did?
Yes, and I promised not to tell anyone.
It really is important. Look, no matter how close you are to someone, you can't tell them. Now, as for Luke, I don't know how you feel about him.
Luke's business is his, and yours is yours, and it's all irrelevant to me. Excuse me, okay?
Excuse me, love. You wouldn't have a dime on you, would you?
That's all right?
Yeah, I guess I want to call Gerald. I want to do it from the table, just in case there's a spot of trouble.
Boy, I am sold on that duck.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, rarely have I had it so tender.
And the sauce is just wonderful.
Celia, you haven't touched your food.
Well, I'm just not very hungry. Translated, meaning we're worried about Grant? Well, he would have called if he was going to be this long. No, not necessarily. If he had to go into surgery, there are no phones in OR.
But Chris's hand was much better.
Oh, well, that has nothing to do with it. It's a very delicate situation and anything could happen.
But someone would have called, wouldn't they?
No, not unless Grant told them to call, and if he was in a hurry, he barely had time to scrub, let alone make a phone call to us.
Well, why don't we order dessert and coffee while we're waiting, huh?
What do you mean? You're not having another martini?
After dinner? Never. Brandy has a nice ring to it, though.
Good thing you're driving, Monica.
I hadn't planned on it, but now I am.
Having 2 doctors in the family, I know how difficult it can be.
Excuse me, Edward. Since when have Alan and I been an inconvenience to you?
Oh, the missed dinners, the ruined parties. How about that time at the club that Alan was supposed to make the keynote speech and I had to do it because he was called away?
I heard you were wonderful.
Yeah, well, that was only because I had no choice. It was either that or be blackballed back to the YMCA.
Well, if he doesn't get back very soon, we're going to miss our plane.
The plane?
What plane? Well, didn't you know we're leaving for Chile tonight? And we had planned to be done with our dinner and at the airport in plenty of time, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Can I make a suggestion? Why don't you call the hospital?
Let me do it.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's a good idea. Waiter, could we have a telephone at the table, please?
Of course.
Edward, but you realize this is the first time you've gotten a waiter's attention?
How about that? Usually, like wives, they're only around when you don't want them.
Here you are, sir.
Oh, it's for him.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to make the call.
No, please, let me do it, please.
Please.
Main desk, Mrs. Brewer.
Robert Scorpio here, Jesse. Look, I'm trying to locate Dr. Putnam.
Dr. Putnam, the last time I saw him, he was with Natalie.
Well, look, could you maybe page him or ring his office?
I can do better than that for you. Natalie, here she is right now. Hold on. Robert Scorpio.
For me? Are you sure?
He's looking for Dr. Putnam.
Oh, thank you, Jesse. Yes, hello.
Natalie, Robert Scorpio here.
Yes, you're looking for Dr. Putnam.
Yeah, well, I'm with his wife now, and she's a little concerned about him. I mean, he was called away to the hospital over an hour ago.
Yes, well, he got terribly tied up here. As a matter of fact, he had asked me to call you at the restaurant. He's going to have to go directly to the airport, and he would like Celia to meet him there.
I see. I hope it was nothing serious.
No, it's all taken care of. And you will tell Mrs. Putnam?
Right away. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
He got tied up, but he asked me to tell you to, well, he'll meet you at the airport.
Oh, well, I'll have to go back and pick up my bag again.
Well, don't worry. We'll drive you.
Of course.
Oh, what about Dr. Gerald? I almost forgot about him. He's been gone an awful long time.
Yeah, longer than he said he'd be.
Don't worry about it. Edward, you and I will go over to the office and we'll explain that the party's over. I'm sure. See ya.
Wait a minute. What about the check?
I already took care of it at the first phone call.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's my pleasure. Come on.
Thanks, Robert. That's awfully kind of you.
You owe me one.
I wish I had remembered to bring the plans with me. That way I could have gone over with you exactly.
Now boarding gate C, Flight 94 to New York's Kennedy Airport.
All right. You've still got 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes, and don't worry, if you miss this one, there'll be another shuttle leaving in an hour.
No. Our flight to Chile leaves in 2 hours. We'll never make it.
Oh, good. I caught you.
Professor!
What are you doing here? Forgot all about going back to the restaurant. There was this equation that I've been struggling with. I finally came up with a solution, but it involved a lot of complications.
Grant didn't call you, did he?
No. But he might have tried. I had the phone off the hook. Why, you mean he's not here?
We don't know where he is.
He was supposed to have left the hospital a long time ago.
Well, how much time do you have?
Final call, Flight 94 to New York's Kennedy Airport, now boarding gate
Robert.
C.
Maybe you could talk to the airlines and pull the weight that you have as police commissioner.
Oh, but it'd have to be a police emergency.
You could try.
Oh, please, Robert.
Here he is. Am I in time?
Oh,
I'm sorry, darling.
Really?
Story so long, we'd miss our flight for sure. Well, you've got about 5 or 10 minutes, maybe. At gate C, straight over there.
You better hurry.
No problem.
Professor, I hope all goes well with your project.
We'll talk when you get back.
We certainly will.
Hey, come on, you two. Come on, go.
Okay, bye, everyone. Bye. I always get sad in airports. I wonder why that is.
Well, goodbyes are always sad, Professor. They're always sad. From now on, I think we should take the limo.
Right, too bumpy for you.
Too fast. Next time the limo, huh?
As you wish. I'll check the messages. No lights, no messages.
You were hoping for one from Connie?
What makes you say that?
I saw you sneaking a couple of glances in that direction tonight.
Purely accidental. I hope you're remembering to keep on pretending you don't know her.
I haven't forgotten. Can't resist a little curiosity, though. Do you think her interest in Luke is professional or personal?
Well, where Connie's concerned, all personal interests are professional. Does it bother you seeing them together?
Not at all. Luke's life is his own. He can do exactly what he wants. I'm happy right here.
Really?
You know I am.
Good night.